Hey, so on this video, did these collector coins flop? I'm going to be looking back at some of the more popular collector coins that are out there and just give my thoughts and opinions as to whether I believe they've flopped or have flopped or are a flop. Now, this has come about as somebody's been asking me a few questions on a upcoming release. I believe I'll do a solo video-ish on a good bad ugly video when it comes up. That's going to be the new Redback Spider, I believe. So I wanted to show a comparison with these coins and also just give my own thoughts and opinions on that. So before we jump into this, I'd like to say, if you haven't done so already, like what you hear, see, please do go ahead and subscribe and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the coins that I'm going to be mentioning, especially if you own them and you picked some up to flip, and what you see and what you believe and what you would expect, or whether you feel they're doing great so far or whether you feel they've flopped. So I'm going to be going over a few of the coins, give a couple of stats, then give my roundup on what I believe could be done if there is anything that can be done. So first coin, everything I'm going to be showing I would have 100% picked up. You know, if I just got into stacking, I would have 100% picked these coins up. I started stacking in 2018, 2019, and I took the same path I did take picking up collector coins aggressively. It would have been these coins. Why? Because I believe you're looking at the Royal Australian Mint, the Perth Mint, what's the next one, New Zealand Mint. I think they all come under the same banner in terms of quality. I understand now from a few people that that doesn't seem to be the case, especially with New Zealand Mint and Royal Australian Mint. Not putting Perth up there because way too much positive press from me, Perth, but you know, they ain't up there with them. But jumping into this was the bottleneck Dolphin coin. So that's from the Royal Australian Mint. Now this came out, I done a, you know, hot or not, good, bad, ugly video on it. And it was a good coin. Why? It's because it had the new model in terms of the lower mintage models. And I'm realizing Australian Mint, Royal Australian Mint and New Zealand Mint are a lot more positive towards doing that on a lot of their coins. They don't really have massive hit series out there like the Kookaburras or the Perth Mint Luna series that have strong standing, long running series where they've had high mintages. So when they are starting series that have been in the last 18 months, coming out on that model is a positive straight away. But we had this coin here, so it was the bottleneck Dolphin in silver. So in silver, it had a mintage of 25k, I believe. And in the gold, they've gone with the model of 250. It seems to be the magic number for them on gold. Both strong coins. Being at now, time of release of this video, I'd say 4 or 5 months. I've done just a little bit of research on finding out secondary resale market prices, but it didn't do awesomely well. What you class as awesomely well, that's going to be extremely, you know, different to each person. So I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on the comments as to what you think progress or doing well or tracking along is in the comments. But for me, I've had coins that I picked up and I could have flipped straight away for a profit. With no dealer intervention hiking up prices. But this one here, after a couple of months on the low mintage, and every coin I'm going to be showing is a first, which is also a major important thing. These are first in the series, guys, which also have a power play to some degree because it's the first. It can be the one that shoots off the rest of the series. It can be the one key coin. First is definitely something you're looking out for when you're involved in the series. That's why I would have 100% picked these up. But it's on the secondary market. You can pick these up. I haven't seen them on sale, no European dealers, but you can pick these up for roughly around what they came out for. You know, if you're a shrewd shopper, you know, they're not hyped on eBay and places like that. They're not selling for massive premiums. I've seen a few sell for what they was bought for, meaning the person would have taken a loss selling. They've recently just released the proof variant. They're okay, mediocre as well. But they've already done that so far with the bottleneck Dolphin. But they didn't do as well as I expected. Why did I expect them to do better? Because of the low mintage, because of where they was coming from. And it's technically a very strong mint, a very, very strong mint. It's not a private mint. Their coins come encapsulated, which is a fantastic thing. I understand it's not really helping some of their coins as many people are not impressed with the quality and milk spotting very hard. But nevertheless, they do take that extra step. If you think about how many private mints don't even take that step. So, you know, you get the coins when they're not encapsulated already, it's a bad look for me. But we had the bottleneck Dolphin. So this is one that I would put up there and think, hey, what's going on? We're not seeing massive appreciation on the secondary market. I'm going to give a rundown of all these at the end, so don't worry. But so then we had next the Queen's Anne's Revenge. Now, this was one I was on the brink of purchasing in bulk. Just watching and seeing how well it was doing, whether it was going to be a sellout or not. Strange activity on this one. I did mention that they forgot to hike the prices up in the beginning, but I'm seeing a bit of that now where dealers are even pulling back from their scandalous tactics and, you know, just letting the price be what the price is going to be. But it came out, this one's been out time of release now about a month plus. It's come out in rocky times where collector coins ain't really the hype at the moment, so I think they put this out. The interesting thing from this is I believe it was an exclusive to Apex, but it was done by Perth Mint. We all know the quality you're getting there. And it came out on the lower mintage model. So on this silver, you had a mintage of 15k, I believe. And on the gold, you had the low mintage of 100. Fancy packaging, first in a series. And again, it just hasn't taken off, you know, as well as I would have expected. It was a nautical theme, so you had ships going on there. Pirate themed, a bit of everything that's really reaching out. I think this was a very good example of creativity, you know, something new. I wouldn't call it a whole pirate theme because you've got a lot of pirate coins up, but from Perth, definitely. And a combination of all of the, you know, the design and the mintage. I think Apex played a very large role in that. It was an exclusive to them. So I think Perth themselves, well, wouldn't take, you know, all credit for that. But nevertheless, another one I would have most definitely picked up that hasn't done as fantastic as I think it should have done on the secondary market this soon, especially on two tiny mintages. 15k is a very tiny mintage. Is it being because it's an Apex exclusive dragging it back? Who knows? It can very well be the case because I expected this to take off at once sold out, and I don't believe it's sold out in many venues. But once again, I'll give a roundup at the end. That's what I believe is going on there. So then we had the, how are you pronouncing this? The Batavia Triangle coin. We'll just go with the whole first thing, it being a first. Very different. It could have been, that quirk alone could have been a massive selling point for this coin. This is also from the Royal Australian Mint. So another series that they're starting. First coin, once again, beginning of the year, came absolutely different with a triangle. I believe it comes encapsulated, which is another mega bonus. It's a shame I'm hearing stuff about the quality, but I've seen a few videos and it looks damn near looks proof. The whole concept behind the coin was very good, I think. Very good. Was it LPM that got exclusivity to this? On the mintage, you had 20k, which is lower than the Batavia Dolphin. And on the gold, once again, Royal Australian Mint seem to be sticking with the 250. I don't think that's too high. Even in the peak of things, 100 worldwide is minute. 250 worldwide, you could say, it gives more the opportunity that want to be involved. Prices, once again, on everything I've showed, we didn't really see the antics. There was a few mumbles about they was pulling their tricks, but prices seem to be pretty much, you know, in line. It could be because no one was rushing to the door no more to get egg on their faces. Who knows? But, you know, we had this coin here. I would have most definitely been involved in this from a semi-strong mint, very strong mint. Encapsulated, hope and quality would have been there. Very different, quirky, a first. Why not? What's there to lose? So, you know, we had that coin there. And then next we had this one here, the Homer Simpson. A bit of debacling around this coin, but what separated this from the proof coins is that it was the only BU. And it was titled as an investment coin, so technically the premiums wasn't too insane. The great thing about this, which I thought, you know, first, once again, I'm not sure if it's the first Simpson as a whole, but the first BU from Perth Mint, came in the blister, but I believe on the silver with the mintage of 25k, that those numbers were incorporated into the blister. It was on a strong license series. Doesn't necessarily mean you get the entire Simpsons fan, you know, bundling into the AG arena, the metals arena, but, you know, low enough mintage, 25k. I think it should have had a lot more push. I personally thought it would have been the best pick from the whole proof lineup, because once again, if you can get in at that lower price point, you got a better chance of it appreciating more at a later date, because, you know, more people can jump in. They brought out the gold not too long ago now. Bit of a bundle up there. I think they went with 4.5k on the gold. It is what it is with that, but once again, Perth, so you know what you're getting, you know, encapsulated in the rolls and the likes of. Now, all of these should have been fantastic. You know, not saying that they haven't been, but technically, looking at it from previous collector coins in previous years, which you shouldn't really do because we're in different times, but a lot's changed from back then, because a lot of the coins that took off then wasn't on 25k or even 30k below mintages. So these should have technically flew off the shelf because the mintages were a lot cheaper, were a lot smaller. Now this comes about, once again, somebody was asking me about this coin here, a new one. I'll bundle this up on another video, but it's the Redback Spider, again from the Royal Australian Mint, from the mint we've been displaying here quite a few of. On the silver we have a 25k, and on the gold the infamous 250 pieces. Now the thing is, these were the highlights that was told to me as to why somebody wanted to pick this coin up. You know, it was the first in a series. They've done a, I believe it was Perth done one many years back, and it was a massive hit. It's the first, it's on a tiny mintage of 25k, and the gold's on a tiny mintage of 250k. Now, as of all the coins I just showed, it technically meets the same MO. For me, the downsides to this, even though I would definitely put this in a list of me picking up, would be the first, that isn't really making that much of a massive difference right now in the current climate. A remix, you know, the coin world seems to be following Hollywood, in that, you know, when it comes to creativity, hey guys, what we're gonna do, banging their heads together and say, well, let's just pull one from the old stock. And that's what they've done here. I think that's a bad thing, you know, definitely in the creativity department. And we don't know the price yet. I'm seeing the prices ain't too aggressive. I doubt we would get the same antics. We're going to get exactly what we had on the past 4 coins I just shown, but I don't think it's going to be a massive hit. On all of the coins I've just shown, they all come in at the right price point. I think if you're paying over the odds right now because of what's out there, you could be ending up stinging yourself a lot harder. Now, here's what I have to say to round them all up. I don't think they're flopped. I think every coin, we can even bring in the Perth Mint moon landing coin. I think that was the 50 years of the anniversary. Perth did mess up there with the 50k on the silver, and I think it was 15k on the gold, but everyone and their mother released a moon coin, but technically that's a one-off. So that's another coin from Perth I think should have done well. What I think's happening right now is I don't think now's the time for collector coins, in that there's just way too much out there. There's way too much out there. But here's the thing, I don't think that's a bad thing, because you can see there's way too much out there, but that means you're not exactly going to tell all these mints, oh, hold up, I want to get this coin from, you know, the UK mint, the Royal Mint. So you stop producing, let me pick these up, catch up with myself, and then you produce. They don't produce many. Not everybody picks up all the coins at the same time, so they have to produce as much. So that once upon a time, me thinking that was a problem isn't. I think they need to produce more so we can literally get the pick of the litter. I think what's happening here is that when they're producing more, there's a couple of things that are causing these coins to flop, or antics that have taken place before that have people now, you know, pumping the brakes. In that we was having the dealer antics. I think right now, personally, it's caught up with a lot of dealers, whereas it's a #1 complaint somebody would be saying on their videos, and we all now know, well, we've known forever, that the dealers are watching these videos, and the mints, and many people have shown examples of. So at some point it's going to catch up with them, and I believe that's what's happened. So dealers doing that was a massive turn-off. So a lot of people stop picking up the coins. A lot of coins coming out at the same time, people not knowing what to pick up. I get so many messages regarding what to pick up because there's so much out there, and I don't know what specific one coin to tell them to pick up if they want to see some good gains, or even holding their premium and the coin not tanking. The ones I've shown today on this video here, I would definitely put up there in class as the best. But in terms of appreciation, funnily enough, a lot of the coins that I have that are selling best now are older coins. You know, a lot of the older coins, and not even that old. And that's the thing. I believe with all the coins I'm showing here, to answer the question in the video, I don't think these are failures. I just think, as I've mentioned before, they're going to need some time to appreciate, but how long? I think some will take longer than others, and some just may stagnate away. Some are better than others. You know, I think when we're falling down to quality, I would pick all of these. But if I was going to round it up, I would say, you know, I may have passed on these. I would have definitely picked these up. I think these hold a lot of promise. 1, it's Perth. 2, it's got the smallest mintage on the silver, 15k, and the smallest mintage on the gold. I think this will definitely appreciate in time. Who knows? Anything's possible. If I'm doing a roundup here, what I would have picked up, I would have picked these up, taking the chance that the triangle theme would have kicked in at some point. Just holding them and looking at them, they look very fancy, but I'm understanding they may suffer from a bit of quality issues, and a lot of the fields very polished can be a very bad thing. You're going to end up losing a lot in the long run. But I would have took the chance there, maybe on the gold and the silver. I would have definitely picked these up, thinking that at some point they would have really increased in price as well. But also they're from Perth, so you know what you're getting when you're knuckling in. Would I pick this up? I don't know. I'd rather wait and see, like I've done on the others, and see how well they get to perform. And I think we're at a point in time where it's not going to be a case where they sell out and, you know, an instant, even at the same time they sell out, you're able to put them on eBay and start making massive money. Yes, that's the case if you're really fast. If you place your orders immediately and you get them in immediately and put them on eBay immediately, that's always going to be your best play. Because when you're looking at coins that are taking longer to appreciate, the ones you have that you've picked up in the past, you really should be liquidating, especially if you're not looking to pick these up as a purist collector. I always mention if you're buying them because you like them, you're buying them for the right reasons. I think the Mint are still doing well in that they can make these coins and sell these coins. I don't think they're selling out of these coins. I don't believe they're minting the whole 25k at a time. So, you know, once you get final mintage figures, is that really a matter or a big thing now? Also, you have silver coins with mintages of 5k, you know, 2.5k. Not that they're from strong mints, but these low numbers ain't really the things what they used to be. So rounding this one up, I will give a couple of points as to what I think can save this market that is stalling a little. You know, I'll give the top three things I think the mints and dealers could do, but I think ultimately it all boils down to the mints because they lean on the dealers, as we're seeing with the Rwandan lunar coins. Then we, the buyers, the end user, can get the benefit from that. So first off, I would say price. Dealers, mint set a price, and then dealers can do whatever they want to do from there. But what we've all seen that turned off a lot of people from the collector coins was the price gouging. Business or, you know, terrible tactics, who knows? But I think if they started putting these coins up, and these are things I think mints listening should do to bring people gravitating towards or back towards these coins. I don't know what this coin cost when it came out, but if it was just a little above a standard bullion coin, and you see that with the Queen's Beast coins, you know, they weren't grossly overpriced, although on an unlimited mintage, I would say that played a role in them doing so well in the long run here. I think with a lot of these collector coins, and that might be why they forgot to increase the price on the Queen's Am, if you can bring the coins out and have dealers stop being greedy, not business, and just have a set price, regardless of how fast they fly off the shelf and the dealer can't believe it, oh, it's so great, this is a hit, this is a hit. If you can then get that back in, that trust back from the people where the coin comes out, and for instance, you put it up for $22 or $25, and that's that. You're going to get a wave of customers that will come back now because they look and think, well, it's not that much above spot. You ultimately end up having to do that with the coin if no one gravitates towards it and it sits on your shelves for months and months. You end up putting the coin on sale. So why not build a brand longevity here? I shouldn't be telling, you know, these big corporations how to run a business. So I'll just leave it at price. Get a low price. It's not going to kill either the mint or the dealers, and leave it at that. And you'll see a wave of new customers coming back in. Next thing, on the top three things I believe these mints could do to fix their products and people coming back, is quality. What I mean by quality, let's not all pretend milk spots ain't an issue. And let's not all pretend we have dog poo quality Royal Mint, Royal Australian Mint by the sounds of things also. Work on it, fix it, address it even, you know, show them that you really do care and how much you do love them. But if quality is poo, if people are going to be picking up these coins, and specifically the coin I'm showing here, and getting them in and just complaining, no one's coming back. So it's I don't know what other type of industry does that, sells a product and it's default. You know, you get recalls and things like that with a car and the paint job goes wrong. Work on the quality. You're charging the premium for this. If the people ain't getting their money's worth, people are, you know, they're voting with their feet and they're leaving. Work on the quality. Next, I would say is going to have to be creativity. This is another prime example of a creative coin, so-called first, but they got different. They got fruity and they spiced things up. You know, who knows? It's all on the eye of the beholder here, whether you think a lot of these other coins I'm showing are creative. If the remix of the Spider was being creative, who knows? But I think if you get more creative, you know, step outside the box a little and bring some fresh ideas into this, you can maybe save your dying industry on the collector coins. But I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. But it was fantastic to know whether you think these coins are flopped or are failing, or you think they're doing fantastic on the secondary market, and you know so because you've seen it or you've done it yourself. Please do let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think the dealers and the mints can do to pump some life back into these coins and the series in general. And please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.